guys, what's up? Michelle on the Shelves here with a book review, and this one, it may be short because I can't really talk about aspects of it without spoiling things, even if I don't tell you what the spoil is. So, I am just going to talk to you about this book and demand that you read it, and let me know what you think. The book, I literally just finished it maybe 15 minutes ago. I don't know, not too long ago. And it was one of those books that you close it and you're like, oh, oh my gosh. It's called Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. And this is a debut novel. It just came out this year. It's just now March, so it can't have been maybe January that it came out. And this is the author, Tiffany D. Jackson. I initially grabbed it because of the plot, but then when I saw that it's a debut author and it's an author of color, which I'm growing more and more excited that we're starting to see more authors of color in young adults. So if you're interested in just that, for that sake alone, I highly recommend it. I recommend it to pretty much anyone just in general. Now, if sort of books that have a slight criminal justice aspect, it's almost like fictionalized true crime, if you will. So if that's not your thing, you might not want to read it. But I would still recommend this. Basically, it is the story of Mary Addison, and when she was 9 years old, she was accused of killing a 3-month-old white baby that she and her mother had been babysitting. And it's just the story of how she got out of baby jail, and which is like the next step up above juvie, basically. And it picks up with her when she is about to turn 16 and she is living in a group home. And it's just a really horrible environment, like the kind of situation that you hear about from people that are in, that are wards of the state or in horrible foster care situations. And she's trying to get out of that situation, trying to figure out how she feels about and relates to her mother, who she has basically been taking care of since she was a kid. And she is also trying to find love with a budding relationship with a guy who's been through a similar situation, and his name is Ted, and he is in a group home for guys, but he's turning 18, and generally, you know, you're out at that point. And basically, the major point of that, besides Mary's journey, is trying to tell the truth of the story and finding out what people had thought of her all those years with, like, you know, all the true crime kind of books, and like that Lifetime was going to make a movie out of her story and things like that. So it's just a situation of her kind of finding herself, figuring out how to get out of this situation. She also has something come up that gives her, I guess I can say it because it's in the description, but she gets pregnant, and that is kind of an inspiration for her to change. And she's like practicing for the SAT and really thinking about college. And one of the girls that's in the home with her encourages her to seek out this social justice organization that helps undo wrongful convictions. And so it's kind of about halfway through the book or so, she gets that kind of thread going. And, you know, of course, horrible things happen, good things happen. It's really introspective, and it's narrated in the first person by Mary. And again, like I said, when I close this book, and I'm going to be thinking about this book for probably the rest of the evening at minimum, maybe into the day tomorrow. I thought that this would make a really good movie, and maybe not a Lifetime movie like it kind of comes up in the book, but just, I don't know, like some kind of like thriller movie, or like she actually was a fan of Law and Order SVU. She specifically talks about Olivia Benson and her admiration for her, and even mentions like Elliot and stuff, if you have ever watched that show. And she actually, if the baby were to be a boy, she wanted to name him Benson. And if it was a girl, Olivia. So like, if you're into that kind of stuff, I think you would like this. Again, like the best way I could describe it, fictional true crime, if that makes sense, but from the perpetrator's experience. And the theme in the title, allegedly, that it is actually pretty consistently throughout the book, where allegedly will get tagged onto statements, and so it's a really consistent plot theme, I guess you could say. I also, it's more of a superficial detail, but you know us, we all love awesome covers, and I really like this one. If you can see, it's reflecting. You've got the girl, kind of how they describe her is how this model looks, and what stuck out to me was the kind of sepia and brown tones, and then you've just got this red, striking red title, and the kind of newspapery print, and I can even feel it through this library binding, but it is raised lettering. I'm debating if I want to buy it for my shelf, because it's not as heavy as like that book Push by Sapphire that Precious was based off of. At one point she is given it to read, and I don't think I couldn't even get through the movie Precious. And I know this is a lot of people's reality, but I'm very empathetic, and I couldn't get through it. Like her pain, I couldn't deal with it. Like, oh my gosh. So it's not quite that heavy, not by any means. Anyway, it deals with some strong stuff, but it's fairly palatable. Like, I didn't have to stop and take breaks from reading because it was getting to me or anything like that. I would definitely recommend it, and my Goodreads review has 5 stars. I can definitely recommend this book. I think that's really about all I could say about it without giving away certain aspects of the plot that make you say, wow, oh my god. Like, literally, I finished it in the bath. That's why I finished it in the bath and got out of the bath to review this book, because I'm still going, oh my god. And so I don't want to give away too much. That's why this is going to be short, because, yeah. So anyway, please let me know in the comments below if you've read it, and maybe we can squee about this ending. And if you haven't, let me know, is this something you would read? Do you think you're gonna pass? And then if you have any other amazing debuts to recommend, also let me know, because I'm really impressed, and I'm sad because this book just came out this year, and I doubt even the most prolific author wouldn't have one until later in the year, so I'm kind of sad. But she is definitely going on my list of recommends, specifically authors of color and or YA authors, and then just in general. So, and don't forget to also like and subscribe if you haven't, and drop me a comment, even if it's not about the book, because I really enjoy hearing from you guys. So I will see you guys later. Until the next video, bye!